Okay, guys, so I want to do one more guitar for you. And no, I don't. I really don't. I don't want to do it. Damn it. The things I will do just for YouTube. Um, I covered a couple of those cheap guitars, and honestly, we're at the point that, now that we've done that series of the Temu guitars and all, and people have sent us a few of them as well, we kind of are trying to figure out what to do with them, trying to figure out if we're building them or if we're trashing them or what we're doing. Obviously, we're not going to go and sell them as real or anything. But the last one is one of the coolest looking ones, and that is this. And this is sold as the Tony Iommi Ironbird. Now that's very interesting because I didn't think Tony Iommi had ever. I knew he didn't have a signature Ironbird, or not to my knowledge, and I didn't think Iommi had ever really played one. But apparently on the Cross Purposes tour, he did have one similar to this, black with the silver and the crosses. So that's kind of interesting. This isn't it, obviously. This is not a real one. But that said, this is not the worst copy ever in regards to it being a guitar. And that's something nice I can say about it, right? It's a guitar. It's dual pickup Ironbird shape. It's pretty decent form to the shape. String through, or I'm sorry, it's a tom setup. It's not all kicked up and all like that stealth copy. It actually has some interesting switching. Like I said, twin pickup. They're going to be the same crappy pickups that are in all of these. Tuners, sort of tuners. They sort of tune. It has this mother of toilet seat around it, and it's got mother of toilet seat inlays. And it has a fret that looks like it struggled to get seated at one point, but it's in there. And the paintwork, what do they call those cars back when I was a kid? When the car looked good from a distance, 10 foot away, 10 miles an hour, that's the paintwork on this guitar. So it's black, it's got the silver around it, and until you get to each corner and turn of the body, it's decent looking, and then you get the overlap and all. But again, this guitar sells when it pops up on AliExpress and all for about $280. That's Firefly money, that's Leo James money, that's Beyond West Creek money, and this is not on that quality. But if you want something that looks like this and you want to spend another $300 or $400 to make it actually halfway decent, cool. Now wait, my other real Ironbird weighs about 8.5 pounds, I think, something like that. This thing probably weighs about 5.5, 6 pounds, which isn't such a bad thing, I guess. I know you want to see what it sounds like, and I know I don't want to. It's not terrible to play. The neck profile is a little fat. The neck profile is kind of like that orange guitar. Where it's thinner down here than it is up here. It's the way they put these headstocks. Just like with the Stealth, this is set neck, but it doesn't have that weird step up. It actually is smoothly across it, so that's not bad. The switches work. They do things. Somehow, I guarantee you these are the same pickups that are in every one of these, where they're not real humbuckers. And they're just kind of just matched each other. But somehow they don't sound terrible in this guitar. Damn it. I'm starting to like this thing. And I really shouldn't. I mean, again, here we are. We say BC Rich NJ series. Most NJs were bolt-ons. I can't say that for definite because I've seen a couple NJs that were not. There are some neck throughs. There are some set necks. Most of them came during Class X. Maybe they made this in the same factory as they made a Rave or something. I don't know. The fretwork is not the worst. As a matter of fact, the fretwork on this one, lo and behold, actually reaches the edge on every corner. And it's just a little shadow, but it's not bad. They are ball end. They are seated well. It's got a cheap plastic nut. I'm going to have to build this one, aren't I? I'm kind of starting to dig it. I don't want to love this guitar, but I'm kind of liking it. Noisy pickups. Noisy bridge hardware. You could put like a decent Geiger bridge on this thing. And put just some decent pickups in here. Some bare knuckles or something. Maybe $100 set of pickups. And you wouldn't hate yourself. You're going to have to do a little bit of setup on it. You definitely want to put some decent locking tuners on this thing. But you wouldn't hate yourself for buying this. Or maybe you would. Oh my God, I'm so torn right now. I never get like this by guitars. I don't know. It's falling out of tune a little bit. But I don't hate this guitar, and I want to hate it so bad. And I haven't spent any time with this guitar. Again, this is one of the ones we did all these pickups. Man, it's dusty. I should have wiped it down before I did this video, but we did all these guitar pickups to compare them to real guitars that we had in our collection. And this one, I think the paintwork just kind of soured me on it initially. But, like, playing on it and all, I see potential. Now, should it say BC Rich? No. Should it ever end up being sold as real? Hell no, and you should never buy it as real. BC Rich, even in their worst days, did not have this better fretwork. I mean, I have a Rave 2 over here that has better fretwork. I have bronzes that have better fretwork. I sure as hell have platinums and NJs that do. I have USAs that obviously do. Fireflies have better fretwork than this. And, is it cool? Yes. Honestly, it's cool. It has that 70s Sabbath look, even though these guitars weren't from the 70s. There weren't any Ironbirds in the 70s. They came out in the early 80s. They were designed by Rico Jr. And it's still such a cool design. Now, are the proportions off a little bit? Yes, they are off a little bit, but I don't care. I actually prefer it because, honestly, at least it doesn't feel like, it's going to get totally... anybody's going to be convinced this is one. And can you buy an Ironbird for cheap? No, you can't. I do not like this. This pickup, everything's a little off proportion here, right? Like, the pickup ring should not come across here. Honestly, most Ironbirds are single pickup, but it actually should be down a little bit. And it should fit into the body. It should not overhang over the curve. But I'm nitpicking, right? I'm nitpicking a guitar that was sold through like AliExpress or Temu or wherever the hell we got this thing from. I think we got eBay. I don't know. We bought a bunch of them. I was just, I would say I was smoking crack, but I don't think I've ever done that. But some of these choices early in this channel's history, when I got down this rabbit hole going, hey man, we got some real ones of these and I want to compare them and I want to show people how you can tell the difference between them. I kind of bought a bunch of guitars that, wow, I'm now stuck with. But, some of them turned out really cool. The Blood Bolt turned out cool. I'm going to build a few more of them. I dropped a real set of EMGs and a couple of ESPs copies and did some setup work, and they actually turned out pretty decent. Check out the videos. But yeah, it looks so cool. You know, it's got its blemishes that were there when I got it, like this little nick here and all. But I think I'm going to do something with this one. Now, obviously, don't go throwing this into a pawn shop or into marketplace and saying it's real, right? There are no serial numbers on this one. That does not mean that there's no serial numbers on all of them because, yeah, whatever. Now, it's funny. This would have been a early NJ series technically by the simple fact that the logo they are using here says NJ series and then it has a TM for the trademark. Now, that's funny. That's Class Axe era. That's early Class Axe era logo. Yeah. Truthfully, though, God, I hate to say this. I kind of would take this better than some of the Dark Day Hanser Group BC Riches. I've played worse of the real thing. I'd put this on par with a Rave. Maybe a little bit higher. Maybe a, I don't know. Do I recommend buying it? No, I don't. Do I recommend buying it if somebody had it for 50 bucks and already wasted their money? Hell yeah. Build this thing. Jam on it. Play it. Run around stage. Beat the hell out of it. Look cool for a minute. Nobody will notice. You know, drop $200 into a good set of hardware and have a cool guitar, man. I kind of want to distort this, but honestly, I'm sure it sounds awful. But yeah, anyway, I've talked too much. I barely played it. But I'm more trying to show you the guitars here. All right, thanks for watching.